Who are you?
Who am I?
Now that's a heck with me. He's trying to he wants you to talk while you're writing and tell me.
I'm your grandfather, Scott.
What's your name?
Waylon Lee Sturtevant Jr.
Junior.
He's a junior?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Oak Grove Cemetery.
Right.
And who are we going to see?
We're going to see Thomas Winsper, who is
Who is who?
who is your? Let me see. I got to stop and think now. Great grandfather, wasn't he? Karate.
It's my grandfather, so that would be his great grandfather.
It's Grandma's grandfather.
No,
His great grandfather.
Right.
It's my grandfather.
You know, Fuller, they used to have arts places. That's where he's buried. He used to love stock car racing. That guy. You have to get out for this one because for some reason or other they put the
Stone backwards.
yeah.
All right, take a break now.
Florence Widow. My grandmother's name was Florence Widow, and this is a Florence Winsper.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
And that over here. Want to get what's on the back? That's his wife Phoebe.
And their children. Who are their children?
So your grandfather was Thomas,
Yeah.
and that's his
Those two
wife.
died very
I
young.
never knew her because she died.
And this one's
before
buried
I was
here.
born.
But there's another William and
And these were only little.
How did she die, do you know?
I don't know that either because years ago they died. You know, they could say stomach stomach trouble.
what was the two boys' names? William and what?
Huh?
Thomas was it? Thomas Jr.
What are you talking about now?
So they only had
The
three
two
children.
boys. Who's Cecilia's husband? What was his name?
Tom.
Tom.
They only had three
So who's over there?
No, these are.
That's Thomas and his
Oh.
wife. That's nothing. That's nothing. This
No,
is what you're more interested in.
So what? Like my mother.
That would be.
Now his children, or any of his children, which one's Grandma's father or mother?
Cemetery. You know, they were gonna get
They're down the
married.
other cemetery. They're not very.
Which one is it?
Why are these
Neither one of them. Those are. This is her grandmother and grandfather.
Right.
Date.
And their children.
Yeah, but this is only.
They died young.
Grandmother just explained that these are only three of the children
See that?
here.
86,
because they
82
died
years
when they
old.
were young.
1 year old.
See, one of his
Oh, all
children
right.
is my mother, so she's in another cemetery.
And they didn't put her
Another
on
one of
this
his
stone.
children is my aunt, and she's in Acushnet. And then Tom,
The ones
right?
buried
There's
here
another
are the
one.
ones that died at a very young age.
I
Yeah.
see.
And this is one son, William, and that's his wife. That'd be Gladys' your mother's uncle. And he's buried here with his wife up there. See the other stone?
Right, yes.
Yeah.
She was a nurse, Margaret Cameron.
Is she married?
See, I never knew her husband because he died before I was even born.
He died 30 years old. One died at 30, one died at 40. The man.
Yeah. Who's this lady again?
That would be my aunt.
Okay. Ready?
Already?
All right.
Okay. Next one. Was Robert.
Grandmother's name was McGee.
Robert was my grandmother's brother, and Robbie was my grandmother's nephew.
Who's
And
Carrie?
Carrie was his wife.
Was that over there? Oh, that's
Yeah,
Stevie's.
Robert and Carrie. That's my grandmother's brother and her sister-in-law, and this was their son who died of I think it was diphtheria or something like that at a very young age. It broke my mother's heart because that
Yeah.
was my mother's cousin.
What's-
Why is your mother's last name McGee?
My
That's
grandmother's
her maiden name?
my grandmother's maiden name was McGee.
Oh, alright. This is my cousin, she's married to a Jim Leahy, and I don't know if his parents are or anything like that, but they're all from this general area.
Okay, now who's this we're looking at?
That is Grandma's great grandfather and grandmother.
Samuel and Hannah.
Yep. And Joseph Winspear.
Well, I've showed you pictures of them, you know, when the family pictures.
Uh-huh.
And Joseph Winspear would be
I'll show you.
a son of theirs.
Yeah, my register.
And
You see,
Emma Winspear is a daughter of theirs.
Right?
And
when you go down the
Who's
family
John
tree,
Ruth?
John Leahy,
they showed you. when it
Ruth
starts with
Leahy
this-
is the daughter of theirs.
when they said
And
Samuel,
John Leahy is her husband.
Yeah, I remember.
And Joseph Leahy is their son.
And then it goes, see,
I see.
it's them, and then they had my grandfather.
Okay.
So who the people that we just
Okay.
saw, who are they to these people?
The other one?
Yeah.
This would be their mother and father.
Oh, all right. So you can go even farther then. Wow.
Hmm? See, this is the one that started the whole thing going. These two.
Yeah.
Okay.
But their mother and father.
Well, I don't know anything about that. This is way back.
See that broadland stone over there?
Yep.
That's Grandma's brother, Charles.
Now where is he from?
Where's he from? New Bedford. He was a firefighter.
You know Emma.
Yeah.
That's
You know
Emma's
Rockdale
husband.
Avenue?
Yeah. Yeah. Near my house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your husband.
See, her real name is Virginia. Because her father, Emma's father got married again, and he had a daughter by the name of Virginia. So Emma took her middle name, Emma. I'll put it over there in the woods.
It's either 1988 on Florence. That's what was just done.
Yeah. What year were you born?
1922.
Oh wow. So they're actually older than you then. And what year were you guys married?
1942, I think.
A year after my grandparents.
Oops.
So a year.
It's like 41 because David is 42. Not awful.
What's awful?
When to remember the dates. Look at that.
Okay, Michelle, go for it.
Go for what?
Where are we and who's this?
Was a
My
baby born of
grandparents. My father's mother, my father's father.
And what cemetery is this?
St. Mary's. All those ants are bugging
And
me.
Shaw's is over there that way.
It's God's
So,
house.
so.
And my house is
like
right on the other
like
side
a
of these woods.
refrigerator and gas stove and all that, you gotta feed them.
Look at the time. I left my watch at home.
This is my stepmother's father. And I'm Scott Sturtevant.
Alright, did you see that guy that we just saw? Joseph Louis Langevin?
Yeah.
This is his father, Louis Joseph Langevin, and his wife, Elizabeth Perry Langevin. And then those are three of their kids, Manny Perry, Margaret Perry, and John Perry. And they were all born in Canada, but then they ended up coming down here. And now my father is researching the Langevins, like they're trying to figure out who his father was. And actually his father, they ended up finding, his father was Frederick Langevin, who they found at Sacred Heart Cemetery near Building 19 in Ashley Ford.
Yeah.
I don't know where that stone is yet. And then my father found out who his father was, which was John Baptiste. And that's who they're looking for in Canada right now.
Now, what relation?
Canada.
What relation is this one to the ones up the other way, up the other place?
This
Your
was
mother-
his father.
What?
This is Michelle's great
My
grandparents.
father's grandfather. And
Okay.
grandmother. So my great grandparents.
Yeah. Okay. Eight. Yeah. That's my great grandfather and great grandmother.
That's your great grandmother?
my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather.
Right here?
Alden
Right
and
here.
Mary.
Mary J. and Alden.
They're
And who's
born-
this over here, back here?
You got Stephanie over here too.
That William Sturtevant is
William where? Right there in the back? Straight back?
Yeah.
Stephanie.
William Sturtevant was that would be my great uncle.
WMF Sturtevant?
Huh?
That back there.
WMF Sturtevant. With the pool.
Right next to Sarah E. Poole. Who is that?
That's William F. Sturtevant.
Well, it just says WM. It doesn't say William.
It's WM. That's William. That's short for William. That's William F. Sturtevant. That's my
So who is-
great uncle. And this
Who's Sarah Poole?
this George Sturtevant.
Back up.
Who's
I
Sarah
don't-
Poole, his wife?
I don't think about George. Sarah no wasn't his wife. I don't know who she is.
You have to look it up in your dictionary, in your,
Yeah.
All right.
book.
Back up.
And that's
Why don't
Horace
you
A.,
back
son
up?
of Alden and Mary Sturtevant, died December 22nd, age 14 years, so he died young.
Where's this?
Right next to Emily D. Sturtevant. It's the older one, the oldest one.
Oh.
And who's George?
I don't know. I have to look in the. You have to look in the book. I'm not sure about George.
That guy's initials is Gas.
Okay.
So everybody was born and raised in New Bedford, all these people?
No, where the heck is it?
It's over there, isn't it?
Yeah, that Weil. That's Mrs. Weil. That's Dr. Weil, and his wife is my father's cousin.
No, there's a big one over here, right?
Is ours right here on the corner. I had to get out of here.
And
Get out of the car.
Timmy's is down there, so we can go see that too.
Who's it?
That's my grandfather. That's my grandmother. Highness Falcon Sturtevant. Benjamin Snow Sturtevant.
Snow?
Yep. This is my father. This is my mother. Now, over here,
You were little when they died, weren't you, or younger? Not your mother, but your father.
I was only 6 years old. Just turned 6.
When your mother died?
No, father.
I was 20 when my mother died. This is my cousin Norma, who was killed in a plane crash in World War II.
Over where?
Gander, Newfoundland, on the way to Europe. On a takeoff.
Would the plane blow up or something?
On a B-26.
Isn't that a bomber?
Yep.
So how did it
They weren't
crash?
very
Safe?
it wasn't considered a safe plane. They had a lot of accidents. And he was navigator, and he was killed. And this is Norman.
How old were you? How old were you when he was
That's
killed?
my Uncle Harold. His wife's buried here. And she died. That's a long story. I should put a stone here, but I have to pay for it.
All right, hold on. Let me look. In case something happens to you and I have to put a stone here.
My sister's buried over there.
Who's buried where you're standing?
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's her name now? Norman's mother. Yeah, Irene Sturtevant.
Who is she to you?
Aunt? That's her husband there, Harold.
How come she didn't have a
Because when she died, there was nobody. Her son was dead. There was nobody there, and no relatives. So I think it's my responsibility.
So now come over here.
I'm going to do it one day.
Come
I've
stand
discussed it.
next to this big stone.
What?
Go stand next to that big stone.
Why?
Cause. And you can go over there too, Grandma.
No, I don't really have to.
We're going down to Otis. We're down to National Cemetery.
I know.
Our ashes.
You're gonna be cremated too?
Yeah.
Grandma?
I don't really do. I don't know it.
Now over here.
And
Okay,
you
good
can have a memorial too.
Alright.
because that wouldn't be wouldn't be frugal.
How do we know what's going to happen to us? It's quite a
Oh,
lot.
here's my
I mean,
sister.
I'm going to be gone.
Right?
He's so sure he's going to go through it, but I got to go first.
My sister and her husband. They're right here.
All right. Okay.
Okay. I was going down to her ambulances, all that stuff. You know, well, probably had an ambulance for long. But I put her in the back seat of the car, and she was groaning all the way home. She was in such pain. We got her home, put her down in the dining room in the house, put a bed in the dining room. My sister Lois took care of her, and she died. She lasted a year after that. She wanted to see my sister graduate from high school.
Did she?
Yep. My
I
sister.
thought they took
my sister-
turns, Ines and Lois.
Yeah, but Lois did all the dirty work, as you know. I'm waiting too long. See, now see it lock the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. This guy's very, very unpredictable.
So now, is there anything that you want to see happen before you go meet God? To make it simple, which isn't gonna happen because see, I don't want him to go. So, but I mean, do you have any?
Don't have any regrets for me. I've had a good life.
I know that,
We have to go.
but I miss you. But you're
Right.
still here, so
Well,
my question is, is there anything that
all I
you?
want you to have is fond memories of me. But I don't go for all this stuff in the funeral parlors, shaking your hand, I feel sorry. Then the people are bullshitting in the back, and excuse my language, but that's what they do.
Keep going.
I know.
But is there anything that you have left that you want, any deep desire that you want to see, like for your family or for anything? You know what I mean? Like your mother wanted to see your sister graduate from high school.
She's seen it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to
Well,
go.
he's asking you.
Unlock me. But I'm asking you, is there anything left that you want to, is there something great that you want to?
Yeah, there's two things I want to do before I die.
What?
One, I want to take a train trip to Florida. I've always wanted to do it. Another thing, I'd like to go to Ireland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Those two
And then
things.
you know what I'd like? To see everybody get along for a change.
Yeah, me too. That's a good one.
The only thing I would say.
Right before I stepped in the dog crap.
People arguing about
Stupid
why they're
foolishness. Yeah.
everything's all so foolish.
Yeah. Yeah, we planted some. All right, this is my cousin Timmy. My mother's sister's son, okay? Now, this is, I think, my great-grandmother. Is that what she said?
I have no idea. No, Sylvia, that would have to be
I
your
don't-
grandparents.
My great-grandparents.
Yeah. Your mother.
No, your mother's.
Your mother's
Oh,
mother's
yeah, that's
father.
right,
So
yeah.
that would
My
be your
mother's
grandmother.
grandparents. This is my great-grandparents. All right, and then... What does it say? I can't see.
Married to Sylvia.
So he is 27 years old?
Was he even that old? There's a huge bug on you.
Yeah, he was older than you, wasn't he?
What
A
is
good
that?
bit.
It's really ugly looking.
What?
What is that? Look at it.
It's he was 27 years old.
Got that on tape.
Who keep putting the stone?
She did.
Who?
It's a Jewish thing that whenever you go
Kathy?
There was a movie, okay? What movie was that?
that one that's
That movie about the guy who saves all the Jewish people in during Nazi Germany and
World War II.
II, the Holocaust. What was the name of that?
Oh, can I ask you a question?
He's asking you one, but you
I don't know. I can't answer that question.
There was a really special guy, I guess.
Spielberg?
Yeah,
Not,
yeah, that movie
not
that
Spielberg.
he
Spielberg made the movie.
Yeah.
made. Yeah.
Oh, the German fellow that befriended them all?
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway,
Yeah, I don't know his name.
when he passed away finally, all the German people that he helped free came back to where he was buried into his stone, and they all put a stone on him as their thanks or their thoughts for
No,
him.
that's what Jewish people do when they visit somebody
Oh.
that they know. They put a stone on top of the thing.
Now, question. Is Kathy gained a lot of weight?
Kathy who?
Your
I don't know. For an older woman, I guess. I mean,
Well, I saw a woman come out to grab I said it wasn't her.
I haven't seen
She looked like she,
I haven't seen it, and there was somebody coming out
looked
for
like
a
she
barrel, and he
kind
said,
of.
Not-
that's Kathy, and I said, that's not Kathy. I'm
Not,
your hair looks too dark.
She got somebody live with her?
no, I don't think so. She always has people,
Yeah, but
This one come out to get the garbage
dark
can, so it would be
skin. I
her,
always
wouldn't
thought
it?
she had
it would either be her or would be, it would have been, who's that lady that she hangs around with?
The woman, is the woman she hangs around with? Is
Savannah-
grandpa's mother and father. Your grandmother's your grandmother's
My
mother and
grandmother's mother and father.
father. Yeah. That's Terry Broadland, who your father liked very much. Said he missed him.
Oh, okay.
He's told me that as long as I can
And
remember.
there's Clara. Clara
I
died.
never
She's
realized it either. I
Clara.
never thought he thought
Oh,
my
yeah,
father
he
was
talks
You want me to-
about it all the
Okay.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he loved your father.
Gee.
He said that's
never
when his
knew
world
that.
fell apart.
Huh?
He said that's when his world fell apart.
He liked Papa.
Is that what he called him, Papa?
Yeah.
That's probably why he wanted
all,
Jared to
all
call
my
him
boys
Papa.
called him Papa,
Okay, so
and they love Papa.
here we go.
How did he die?
Oh, gee.
Cancer.
Cancer, yeah.
Alright, so,
How about
ow.
Bubba?
Her
Te-
mother.
Heart failure, really, I guess.
Terry died from cancer. The mother, your grandma, great grandma died from heart failure.
Yep.
And how did your father die, Grandpa?
Streptococcus blood infection.
And how did he get that? Isn't there some dispute about how he got it?
No, he blotted the he blotted the pimple. He squeezed the pimple, blotted it at the garage, and anything above the upper lip goes right into your bloodstream. And he got a streptococcus infection, went to his bloodstream. In those days, didn't have their antibiotics, so it was curtains.
Okay, now who was it that got the handle caught in their mouth?
Oh, my
her
grandfather.
grandfather.
The other cemetery
Thomas
that we
Winsper, the
went
other
to.
one.
The cemetery we just come from.
He got the
Thomas
handle from the door caught in his mouth.
Yeah.
All right. And your mother died from cancer.
That's why today you have the flush handles.
And now your mother died from cancer.
Right.
So it's in the blood.
Yeah. Yeah. My mother died of cancer. My sister died of cancer, and my grandmother's sister died of cancer. So it just had to be. Especially with modern technology, there's no excuse for it because today they could detect it ahead of time and eliminate the problems that might come.
Right.
That's the thing I like about my doctor. I think I had a colonoscopy way back when my sister died because there's so much cancer in my family. I was okay. My doctor, he shies away from it. So I'm thinking of having that done just to make sure. But you know, after all, I am going to be 76 and I can't last forever.
Well, this is modern technology, so who knows? Maybe you can.
No, you can't. So anyway, that there is
That's my aunt.
that's her aunt.
Holt.
Ellen Holt was my grandmother's,
Not
not my wife's aunt. Your grandmother's aunt. That's what I was going to say. She was a sister of Terry. Okay,
What's her first name?
Ellen.
Ellen.
Okay, we got that. Now we're going.
All right, so this
That's
is your...
Robert McGee. That's my great grandfather. He died at 44 years of age.
Wow, man, you can't hide
The
it.
great grandfather on your mother's side or your father's side?
My mother's son.
McGee is from your mother's side.
What's it say?
Obviously,
What's
Sturtevant
it
would
say?
be from his father's side. I
And-
can't even read that. It's gone. But it says, died
Age 40.
June 9, 1888. Then it says
Says aged. Aged to what? 44 years.
44 years. 8
Restful,
months.
something like restful and triumphant. And may he just.
That word is in. Rest.
And may he rest
All.
from his labors. This one just says it rest. Now, her maiden name was
Sorry.
McCarthy.
Okay.
And this is
So that's where his Irish
The
comes
Irish.
from.
That's why you want to go to Ireland?
Yep. Now, this is my grandmother's brother. He died at a young age, as you can see. He was 18 years old. And
From what?
this is, I don't know what he died of. I wish I know. I had this stone fixed. This stone was cracked. You know way down here?
he was 18.
Yeah, this stone was cracked. That's George McGee.
And what is he to you?
This is Sylvia.
Wait, what is he?
Grandmother's
I gotta
brother.
clean this up because I don't know what it says. I'm gonna come down and clean it up. You read what it says, Big O?
What? No.
I'm gonna clean it up.
Something A-L and K-H-U-B.
Yeah, Catherine. She was a daughter. She died, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think that makes me daughter.
I'm gonna clean it up. I get some bleach, I guess. I guess that's the best thing to. Now this is my.
Sylvia. Why did it say Sylvia on top?
That's her name. That's her name. Okay, this is my grandfather. See,
Harry Gifford.
and Emma. Actually, her name was. I thought it was Emma Line. They used to call her Emmy. She was 81, I think, and he had a stroke. He had a stroke, and she had to catheterize him, and he from. I understand. He had a stroke when he was in his 50s, early 50s, like my son Waylon would be now. But see, he didn't have the high blood pressure medicine. Didn't have all that stuff.
Car just locked itself.
It did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I heard something.
So now, see the ball. Oh wait, that was my grandmother's sister. Now you got the whole
Who's on
thing.
that flat stone?
What's that? I don't know. That's somebody else. Not in our family.
Hey, when were you born?
1920, December 10th, 1920.
Where at?
St. Luke's Hospital.
What about you, Grandma?
She was born 1922 at home, 319 Coffin Avenue. The garage faced.
This is
And all
back to
that was
Perry's funeral
garage.
home.
See all that. See that cement there?
Mhm.
That was all the base of the garage. And my father had the first floor agency there. Did I ever tell you how my mother met my father?
No,
I'll tell you the story as we go along. See this house here, the cupola?
that's what that's called, a cupola?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is my grandfather built that house. Somebody's bought it. They're changing over. They put a new window in there. But my grandfather built that house.
Good job.
Yeah.
Now, what else did he build?
I'll show you. Well, I'm not going to show you Fate Children's. He built that house. He built all big houses.
What else did he build?
Parish house at Grace Church. I'll show you that because that's close by. Give you an idea. And you know, over for Haven, where you go down Main Street right to the end,
Yeah,
Center Street rather, right down to the end.
yeah.
There's a big house on the corner. How much time have you got left?
We have it all day.
Oh. I'll show you those two things. And wait a minute. Let's see. I've got to stop and think.
The other one who has to go to,
Well, it's
Yeah.
only 22 for crying out loud.
time is your appointment?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. It's not an appointment, it's just somebody
Yeah, we
died in
do.
our church and they're having
Having a wake or something?
a memorial.
Is that where your memorial?
Yeah, the one that's all boarded up. It's just a freight funeral home. See all the pillars and all that? That's the kind of a house he built. Big house. Then I'll show you what else.
What are the chances of saying, hey, grandfather did that? Can I have it?
But by the time somebody rehabilitates will be gone.
So her church is going to have a clam bake out at the Holy Ghost grounds at Horse Neck.
It's not my church, it's my aunt's church.
What
God
aunt's
is
church?
talking to
I'm
you.
listening to him.
What aunt's
What do
church?
I want to do? He said they're having a client vote. He hasn't been.
I said, do you want to go? I can see if she can get more tickets.
When is this?
You know where the Holy Ghost grounds
No,
are? at
she meant
Westport?
when.
In
Oh,
Westport.
it's the 28th, right? It's a Sunday.
Oh, it's probably during your church though, but you
Yeah,
could go
yeah.
afterwards.
Is that the time?
St. James,
Sa-
St. John.
Oh, I thought it was St. Mary. St. James.
You know what they turned that into? They turned turned that into a...
Yeah. No, I know it was St. James, but I also thought it was St. Mary's School. No?
Oh, this is the apartments maybe I'm thinking of.
Maybe way back when it was, but it was St. James for a long time, and then St. John's used to be on Orchard Street. And then when I started, let's see, a few years before I started kindergarten, they merged as St. James, St. John's School, which is what they are now, but now they went back to the old building on Orchard Street. They don't use that building anymore because there was 3 floors to it, and they didn't think it was safe enough for the kids to get out in case
So
of
where was
fire.
your mother living then when you went to kindergarten here?
We lived on Allen Street in Dartmouth, but I grew
Oh.
up at my mother's house, my grandmother's
your
house on
grandma's house.
Orchard Street. She used to live right down the street.
used to
from
work
where
at that
she lives
school.
now.
Jared used to go to that school.
I know you said.
It's cute.
But you know what? You know, I had a place to pick up Michael the other one day, and I said, oh, we have to give him some ID. And there was a girl sitting on the steps. She says, oh no, I know her from Sconneconet. And when I picked Jared up, and that was a long, long time ago. For her to remember,
Oh, there's Margaret's car, Gladys. That's not Margaret's car.
Oh, she drives that now?
Yeah.
That's
oh,
the one
well,
that we
she's
went.
gone out to eat with them.
Yeah.
Do you still work down here?
Yeah.
It's this building right here, right?
Right here on the right. Yeah.
Pilgrim United Church
Yeah.
Home,
Yeah.
Why, what's that?
the Market Street Ministry.
Oh, you work at that?
Now I'm going to show you the parish house my grandfather
Last
built.
Tuesday of every month.
If you look over here, see that house over there?
Yeah.
The kids from Vogue built
Yeah,
that
no,
house.
Yeah, I know.
Uncle Broadland, Uncle.
I don't care for the style of it. The architect.
Come on, I don't
They
care.
built it according to the architect.
Don't they have any courses like
see this,
that at
See this
Vogue?
parking lot here?
Yeah.
See this parking lot?
No, you can't do anything with those.
Michelle?
From Vogue.
Yeah.
This is where Laura got mugged.
Oh, really? Was it here?
Yep.
And that's the back of the Y.
I don't know what house the guy was.
They ever
Probably
catch
over
that
here.
guy?
What?
Did they ever catch that guy?
Yeah. He's in jail.
He is?
Yep.
For mugging her, or?
Oh, mugging her, and he got about 3 or 4 other people.
Did she have to testify against him?
They were going to call her for a witness, but I don't know if she did or not. I can't recall, to be honest about it. Okay. See this building right here? Right here?
Yeah.
My grandfather built that.
Wow. He didn't build a church though.
No, he built the parish house. Okay?
Remember when this church burned? And it was on fire?
It's all fixed up. This is where I was confirmed.
Oh, really?
I was a member of this church. My 2 sisters were married from this church. My mother was buried from this church.
Now tell me something about this place.
Roosevelt Apartments?
It's just always been apartments, or was it a
Yeah.
hotel? Or...
No, always apartments.
And now I heard they might tear this down too, or close this or something.
No, no. I don't believe that. Remember that was used to be one man's residence. That's how big that's massive inside.
Yeah, that's when
But-
Michelle had her that little
See?
hangout until the.
Graham and I were both Episcopalians. I belonged to Grace Church. Grandma belonged to St. Andrews. The only reason we go to the Methodist Church now is to my oldest boy. He went to Sunday. The little boy asked him to go to Sunday school. And that's how it all started.
Look at that tree.
Did any of your other kids all go to Sunday school, or?
Yeah, they all went to Sunday school, but didn't rub off. I'm just saying, I have to leave her off and I have to go park someplace.
Okay, Grandpa, do you remember this bridge before it was here? Or was this bridge always here?
You kidding? This bridge was built in 1895.
Yeah, I think he can remember it.
It's
I
tired.
was born in 1920.
I think the bridge is tired. It's always
You were born in
shut down.
1920,
Yep,
and it was built before you,
1895. That bridge is 100 years old.
and it's the second time it's been done over.
It's just the first time.
I heard it was the second.
No.
I heard it. That's what it said in the newspaper.
No,
Yes, it did. It said
That's
it in the newspaper.
that's erroneous.
It said it got repair.
It's always had temporary repairs, but never a massive reconstruction. This is the first time.
Right, they just left the superstructure or whatever holding it, but they repaired the whole base of it, right?
Yeah, they took everything away.
And how much
They
did
didn't
that?
repair the- They didn't even repair the superstructure. A lot was falling off, was all rusted.
They didn't? Or they did? And how much did that go for? You see this Chuck's home tool sale or whatever? They had some really cheap stuff in there.
But is the restaurant's gone?
No, the restaurant's still there, but they have like these.
Convention type things.
Yeah,
Like what?
it's nice. It's too bad they put
See,
all
see, I always had that round. See, this got a round thing on the end too. My grandfather built that house, and when my father married my mother, see, get a better picture of the house now. I mean, a better idea of the house. See how big it is.
Yeah.
He built that house. Anyway, the story goes, this is a true story. My grandfather Gifford, who the last grave you went to, and my grandmother owned 2 cottages down in Onset. And the people just come down the trolley car and have a clam boil, leave my grandmother all the mess. So they decided to sell the cottages. And
It's a nice porcelain house, huh?
Yeah, that's not.
they decided to sell the cottages, and they bought my mother a new Model T. My father had a Ford agency. And back in those days, when you bought a new car, they taught you to drive, because not many people drove. So my father took my mother out to teach her to drive, and he fell in love with her.
Get out.
That's true. It's a true story.
See, that's why the
But my
car
grandmother
things
never
are
liked my father, because my father was a divorced man.
Right, and you have a half brother
I
who
have
lives
a half brother up in Maine. He's 87 years old.
And what's his name?
William Francis Sturtevant. He's named after that William F. Sturtevant you saw there.
Okay.
And he was supposed to get all William Francis's money, but he never did. Somebody else got it. Somebody else got it. Because he was a bachelor. He never
Wow, look at
married.
that house.
And he was a painting contractor. And he had a lot of money. So, but
Sorry.
I guess it was told if you name him after me, I'll leave you my money, but he never got it. He's 87 years old. He lives up in Maine.
Now, does he have any kids?
Nope. And his wife's name is Gladys.
Huh.
She died 3 years ago.
Okay, now you have 3 sons, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I have 3 sons, yeah. What else do you want me to say?
3 sons, 2, 4.
Nice out today, huh?
Uncle David has 4 kids, right? 3 boys, 1 girl.
Yep.
And how many grandchildren? June has.
He has 5 grandchildren.
He has 3 grandchildren.
5.
Right, he has 3 children: Wayne, Bruce, David, and June.
It's
Yep.
4.
4.
4, sorry. And June has
2 boys.
2 boys.
2 boys: Getty Lee and
Frankie, something wrong.
Frankie.
Frankie. And those are your great grandchildren.
Yep.
Okay? And now Bruce has a daughter,
Girls.
Stephanie.
Stephanie. No other daughters?
Yeah. No. Bruce just has Stephanie.
And Wayne has.
Kayla and Melanie,
Okay.
And then 1 on the way.
and 1 on the way.
That's
I
a girl.
didn't know that. with one of those girls?
He's really
Second.
with the second one.
Kayla's mother?
He's- No.
No, Stephanie's mother.
Stephanie's mother. Your cousin's very prolific.
Okay. And then you got Uncle Whalen, who's married to Auntie Hilda, whose maiden name is what?
But you forgot David.
Yeah, David.
He's got a son, David, that
Oh,
hasn't
David.
any children at all.
Right, David doesn't have any children. But I said David. All right, but then you got Uncle Whalen.
Yep.
Well, first, wait. What's Uncle David's wife's maiden name?
She,
I just gotta stop and think.
you know, Melody,
Hmm.
You don't remember her parents' name?
She lived on Fisher Road in
Well, her
Dartmouth.
mother was married to his second husband. Her name was Harriet, but that wasn't Melody's name.
All right, well, we can skip that anyway.
Johnny, what was Johnny? Oh.
And what's June's name now? Her last name?
Gregory. No,
Yeah, Gregory.
All right.
Gregory.
Melanie Gregory, yeah.
Melanie Gregory, Uncle David's wife. All right, and June's name now? What's June's last name now?
Cola.
Cola?
K-O-H-L-E-R.
K-O-H-L-A.
All you have to do is get that book and you sit.
I know, but I like to hear it too.
Cola, K-O-H-L-E-R.
Look at that house.
Oh. Remember the two old maids, Sturtevants, they're buried over there with Alden and Mary?
Yeah.
I'll show you where they lived. And my cousin Martha sold the house, but this is...
Gargoyle Church.
That's not the one that Timmy was buried at, right?
See? That's where they lived there.
Wow.
Martha sold it.
Martha who?
Martha Wild. There were two old maids. They both lived there. Sturtevants. Now you know the story on that church, don't you? You know all this about Fairhaven. Henry Huddleston built that church for the town of Fairhaven.
Nope.
He built that, the Tabitha Inn. He built the library. He built a couple of schools. He built the Fairhaven High School. He built the Oxford School, which is, the school that's on the other side there. Go take a look. Oh, you don't know it? You've got to learn a lot. He made a lot of money in Standard Oil. He's a very wealthy man. He had a big estate where it's now Fort Robin. He had a big house down there. As a matter of fact, they split in 5 sections, divided up. He built this church, this Unitarian church for the town of Fairhaven.
Okay, back to the sons. And there's Uncle Whalen, who has...
And wait a minute, I'm going to still tell you a little story. This library, he had a daughter that died very young. So he named the library, that's the Millicent Library, named after his daughter. He also built the town hall here. And gave it to the town of Fairhaven. Also the Fairhaven High School.
You know what I have to do? I have to register here that I live in Fairhaven so I can vote legally.
See this church
Yeah.
right here, Scott? This is where your cousin Timmy had his.
Yeah, right here.
It's beautiful.
Now, what will you have to do when you move to that house? Yeah, well, like Scott's been getting his mail.
He'll have to get his meal in Bethel, our house.
Yeah, but his car insurance will go way sky high up.
Nah, it won't go sky high up again.
Huh?
Think so? Just keep it insured at your mother's house.
His will now that
If they
he's
ca-
moved to the
they
south,
catch you.
he's
If
gonna
they-
move.
if they catch
his
you.
insurance will go up. That's why.
If they catch you,
It's not good because you should just tell the truth.
yeah,
Because then
right.
if you get in an accident, it gets too complicated.
Yeah, I agree
Well,
with
they
you.
only did that so that Scott could get the insurance because his insurance at that time was sky high.
My insurance?
$1,000. Huh?
That's not sky high. You know how much Whalen's insurance is?
That's
Oh,
what I'm
don't
paying
go by
now.
him.
That's
You want Daddy, honey? Oh, Daddy's.
Woo! Julia, look! It's Julia!
Okay, it's ready. Okay,
oh, there's a smile.
Will you get down and show me a ballerina dress?
You like that, huh? Sarah,
Mommy, I want me.
You too, yeah.
you want to sit down?
Sarah. Sarah.
Do you know how I am?
Pumpkin.
You can't see it right now.
Did you get the whole outfit?
Did I look like one of those,
Another picture.
hey, pumpkin face? You know, those
Julia.
pumpkin face?
Okay, I need a picture of Kyle and I need a picture of Julia.
Show us your dress, Julia.
Hope you're not
Do you
getting
have
this
all
big.
Now, what are you? Are you the scary
Do
movie
you want the
character?
pumpkin so I can take care of it?
I was in last.
I know you're not a ballerina.
There's the ballerina, see, Dad. That's what a ballerina looks like.
Oh!
She had ballerina
long
shoes.
sleeves.
You sit up here and take a picture?
Oh yeah, we're gonna take a picture of Julia.
Look out, Kyle.
Julia?
She has ballerina shoes though.
Oh, stop.
She's chilly. Okay.
Julia, can you go dance for us like a ballerina on the rug? Or make her pose for us?
I'm gonna get them their presents.
And then you can watch it. And then you can watch it tomorrow on TV.
Okay, it's coming. But you also have to smile. Okay. Okay. Can you smile for Grandma?
This is for Kyle.
Yeah, he's taking a picture. Alright, you get a picture of the ballerina? So look at you and smile. Okay, look at Grandpa and smile. Get a Portuguese style. Right over the shoulder. Look at Grandpa
Look at
and
me.
smile. Look at
Put your hands down. Put your hands
Look at
down.
Grandpa and smile. Then you can get
Julia.
your present. Look, Grandma has it right there.
Julia, look at Grandpa.
I had a feeling it was these because I looked at the sign.
Open it.
I knew it. I knew it because I looked at the sign and was like, but I couldn't see the.
Look at this.
color.
What's
Oh my God,
that?
this for you.
Yes.
It's a video
Oh, what
of
you got?
Barney on Halloween.
Honey. Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
You like those? Wish you had the Barney video.
Jordan, eh?
You got sneakers.
Yes.
Basketball.
Just what I need for basketball.
What's that on your face?
Glow stick.
Can I just have one picture?
Let me see that.
Please, one picture before I put your coat
It's like a piece of tape to me.
It's a glow stick.
I got you. Okay.
It's flashing. It's not flashing, it's yellow.
Oh, yawn time. Oh.
Alright,
Look, Grandpa, you're in it. Smile, Grandpa.
All right.
Beautiful.
Your dad.
At least I got one.
Dad.
Little ballerina, huh?
Let's put this
Yes. Oh yeah.
So did you get your share of candy?
Oh, sure. I'll have it for the rest of the year. I just don't know that.
Present. Look, everybody. It's Sarah's present. Sarah's like, ooh.
She had
I
all the
like this
candy
present.
lined up on the table, and I saw the infamil. I said, "What are you gonna do? Give infamil out too?"
It's for me, because I ain't got no guppies. Or guppy babies, so I got
Oh
milky.
yeah.
Oh, nice and warm now.
Do you like your present?
Oh yeah.
Do you say thank you?
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, that's a good question. But you know what? We have to go out. We have to go more trick or treating. We got lots more houses to go to.
Yes.
You can watch it when we get home.
This little girl comes to the door. I said to her, "So what are you, a ballerina?"